The Whispering Walls. The sanctuary wasn't. That much had become clear. What had once seemed like a place of respite, a shimmering pocket of stability in glitch space, had unraveled into a treacherous mirage. The echoes of Tyson and Bella's argument still lingered in the charged air, the scent of Bella's glitchy meal mixing with the metallic tang of uncertainty. And then, a static-laced flutter disrupted the tense stillness. Aha! I found you lot. You wouldn't believe the detour I had to take. Far too many reality hiccups along the way. Let me tell you. Mr. B.E. Gladwrap materialized with a grand sweep of his pink tweed sleeve, a whirlwind of blue feathers and charming bravado. The blue jay's eyes shimmered with something between amusement and exasperation as he adjusted his tie. You have a habit of showing up just as things go terribly wrong, Glitch Bunny remarked, flipping open a pocket watch. Impeccable timing. I call it fashionably late, Mr. Gladwrap replied smoothly. And from what I can see, this so-called sanctuary needs a fresh set of eyes. Ah, speaking of fresh perspectives. A second presence emerged, moving with the precise, measured steps of someone cataloging every moment as it happened. Evie stepped forward, her hat tilted at a calculating angle, her tail flickering as she scanned the unstable surroundings. The historian feline had an old-fashioned camera looped around her neck, a notepad tucked neatly into a vest pocket. I knew something felt off, Evie murmured, flickering through her notes. This place doesn't match the archival records. Bella narrowed her eyes. What do you mean it doesn't match? Evie sighed, flipping to a sketch of the supposed sanctuary, an elegant spire rising from a stable patch of glitch space, an oasis for travelers lost in the ever-shifting chaos. But the reality before them, crumbling archways, data streams flickering in and out of existence, and an overwhelming feeling of being watched. This place is broken, Evie concluded. The sanctuary wasn't just abandoned. It was replaced by something else. Fat Cat, ever the silent observer, flicked an ear, his fur rippling slightly with unreadable energy. He padded toward one of the fractured columns, sniffing at the distortion that pulsed there. Tyson, tail wagging despite the ominous setting, poked at a floating fragment of stone with his nose. So what does that mean for us? Are we like squatting in someone else's glitch? Bella groaned. You never know when to be serious. Mr. B.E. Gladwrap clapped his hands together. It means we have a mystery on our hands, my dears. A most deliciously unsettling one. The deeper they ventured, the more the sanctuary felt wrong. The walls didn't hold still, shifting subtly when no one was looking directly at them. The air carried a faint whisper, not words, but the suggestion of something trying to form them. Evie jotted notes, furiously muttering under her breath. Recorded structures shouldn't do this. This is rewriting itself in real time. Mr. Gladwrap tapped his beak in thought. Yes, a memory glitch, perhaps something lingering beneath the corruption. Glitch Bunny snapped their fingers. Or someone. Thor's ears pricked. He turned, gaze fixed on a darkened corridor that hadn't been there moments before. Without hesitation, he padded toward it. Oh, of course, we're going into the creepy tunnel. Tyson, ever enthusiastic, bounded after Fat Cat. I love a good tunnel. Evie sighed and adjusted her hat. Well, someone has to document this madness. And with that, the team stepped into the unknown. The corridor stretched impossibly long, lit only by the flickering glow of glitches folding in and out of existence. The air carried the weight of forgotten stories. At last, they emerged into a vast chamber. At its center stood a lone figure, shimmering and half-formed, a remnant of something ancient. A voice echoed, fragmented and mournful. You should not be here. Mr. B.E. Gladwrap stepped forward, adjusting his sleeves. Well, that's a rather unwelcoming greeting, don't you think? Evie snapped a photo, the flash illuminating the figure's broken form. The entity turned toward her, hollow eyes filled with something too deep to name. I am what remains, it whispered. The last keeper of the sanctuary. Before it was swallowed by the glitch. Glitch Bunny's expression darkened, their ears twitching slightly. Then tell us who did this? A beat of silence. Then in a voice like static shattering into clarity, the answer came. A serpent in the code. Evie gasped. Bella's claws flexed. Mr. B.E. Gladwrap's normally lighthearted demeanor took a sharp edge, because they all knew who that meant. Spacey Casey. The sanctuary had never been theirs to claim. It had been a trap laid long ago, waiting for the right moment to ensnare them. And now the echoes of its last keeper had given them a name that had meant nothing good. Spacey Casey was still watching, and the game was far from over. Thank you for tuning in to this tale from Mr. B.E. Gladwrap's Lapis Lazuli life. May your own journey be guided by thoughtful decisions, a dash of whimsy, and the assurance that even in chaos, there's always room for hope and understanding. Stay curious, stay adventurous, and as our good friends in Glitch Space like to say, donut panic, because you never know when a simple nudge can lead to the next grand adventure. Tales from Mr. B.E. Gladwrap is created and narrated by me, Bonnie Pope, with audio mixing by Chris Pope. Don't miss a thing. Subscribe now. If you're enjoying the show, you can support us by leaving a review, making a donation, or grabbing something cool from the Lapis Lazuli Life Threadless shop.